How do everyone? Back another day at it. We've got a few things that I want to go over first. Basically what we're going to be doing today, it's a bit of a late start, not for you, for me, obviously, but I've been to my mates this morning and fit the spherical, I don't know if you remember me saying about these hard race rear knuckle spherical bearings that I'm swapping, because I'm changing everything to spherical so there's no stickiness, you know, with the poly brushes in the factory setup. Let me just turn this down. Yeah, so anyway, we've got these hard race spherical bearings. I've got the old ones in here from what I've taken out this morning, but they're just like a rubber bush and they go in the steering in the rear hub knuckle. They had a bit of a nightmare to cut them out and whatnot. They're at a really weird angle. Really, to fit them, you need. I'll show you, but to fit them, because they're at that sort of angle, if you can see, they're not centre. They're off a little bit. You really need to take the bearing off to be able to get in. But I managed to get some inner races from some different bearing sets, and I managed to press them out and clean them all up and whatnot. But as you can see now, they are spherical. They wear bushes, so the trailing arm goes off to the trailing arm goes that way. That's how it goes on the car. Trailing arm goes that way. So we've got them in, they're sorted. One less job done. Another one of them jobs that I thought would take 5 minutes and it took all morning. So that's done now anyway. We're just waiting on the control arm sets to come from Hard Race, from Bren at BC. He's a dealer for Hard Race. But anyway, he's supplying those. So big thanks again to Brent and the team at BC Racing for supplying all these. And a few more bits have arrived. We've got the spark plugs. Don't say fresh plugs, because I actually looked. This is not like me, but I've not changed the spark plugs. They're just NGK PFR 7Bs, just the factory STI plugs. I've never had any trouble with them, they're sound, but I've not changed them since I built the engine. So I built the engine 2 years ago. That's bad, but yeah, we've got a nice fresh set to go in for this season. So that's them. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do a leak down test as well on the engine, just to check the health of the engine before it goes off for mapping. Mapping's on the first week of April, I believe. They're not confirmed yet, but the 9th to the whatever that week is of April. Yeah, I've been to your parts today because I also stripped the shafts, the drive shafts, because I don't remember from an earlier episode. Ed Winfield, he's competing with me this year. He's supplied me with some really strong aircraft grade steel drive shaft bars. So I thought this is the time now to get them on, but I took the old ends off, stripped them, and obviously I need new CV boots. The actual rubber is fine, so I'm going to reuse them. Yeah, that's the old. I just put it on bags because I've been to my mate, so I didn't want CV grease all over the car. So that's the old bar, and this is the new bar. So I just got a little simple job of swapping them over. I went into your bars. There's the new bars. So yeah, I went into your bars to get some clips. Do you know some CV? You know the double A clips like these. Well, I went to get them, and the guy was like, "It's cheaper just to buy full boot kits." So I got the usual, the usual grease stuff that you need: brake cleaner and plenty of tissue. And tissue there. Anyway, yeah, he said on my account it was like, was it 20 quid for 4? I know that I'm not going to use the boot because they're crap, but they're just universal, like Q drive. I don't know if this one is, but universal. I mean, they're junk. Don't ever use them. But you get the grease and you get the proper double A clamps, which is what I wanted. But he said to buy a box of them, you could buy the 10 large ones or whatever, and it was 25 quid. So he said just buy the boot kits. So I just bought 4 boot kits, 20 quid. So yeah, that's them sorted with new clips for that. Brake fluids arrived. If anyone was interested in what I'm running, I thought, this is what I've been telling everyone when I'm recommending stuff, bits and bobs. I thought I ran RBF 600, but I actually checked the fluid in there the other day. I run RBF 660, which is, I probably don't need this. The way that I'd advise, not that I'm an expert, but the way that I would advise someone is start lower and then work your way up. Because the higher up you go with the fluid boiling point, the less time it's going to last. It's more hygroscopic, so it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere at a quicker rate. So basically, I would recommend starting off at like a ATE 200, the Super 200, and then if that boils, go up to an RBF 600. If that boils, go up to an RBF 660. If that boils, go to the 700, and then if that boils, you've got some issues. But yeah, I should really have put the 600 in. So I don't know why I've ordered this, because it's not going to last as long. But yeah, I've got it anyway. There's only a couple of degrees in it anyway, of boiling point when it's brand new, So yeah, what's the other thing? I had this, made this, spent blooming ages making it last year. It's a stock. I mean, someone can have this if you want it. Message me and you can have it. It just wants a universal GoPro mount put on the bottom, but it's this factory light, the factory light of the Subaru, and I've just machined it to put 2 bolts through and some carbon, obviously. And I bought a little eBay power converter thing, USB 12 volt to 5 volt USB charger, and then wired it in so it plugs into your factory loom, and wired it into the factory switch. So actually, when you turn the switch on and off, it turns this on, so it charges. So basically, I just had it with my GoPro on, and then like that. This is what you need, just one of these, but I've nicked this. So that just goes onto the 2 bolts like that, and then the wire just went straight up into the charging point. I've cracked it now, but yeah, and it just used to be able to flick that on and it would charge your GoPro sound. But obviously now, I've just got one of them big power banks. It's on the GoPro now actually, but I'm just going to mount that onto the cage. That's another job that I'm going to do today, so you'll see that. I'm just going to put 2 M6 riv nuts, and then do you know that little box bit what I've got? I'll put a picture in. The box bit in the centre of the roll cage, the cheese, like little block of cheese bit. I'm going to put that straight on top of there, and then I'm going to get a double GoPro mount. So we've got a front-facing GoPro, which will be this one, which is the Hero 7 black, and then the Hero 4 silver. I'm going to have as a rear-facing camera. Yeah. So I'll go to the time lapse, and we'll crack on and get it done. So I'll speak to you in a bit. So yeah, I decided to do a rear mount for a rear facing GoPro. So all I'm doing here is I just got one of them stick-on mounts. It's actually a helmet mount. I've just drilled and countersunk for the rivets, and then literally drilled it through into that roof bar there, as you can see. Front facing one, I just put a couple of riv nuts in here, just some M6 riv nuts, as I was saying earlier. You can see me doing that there. But and then just mounted that little bracket what I've nicked off the old rig. That's it really. Onto the drive shafts here. We've got I think it's S155, is it? Polar, I can't remember. You have to go back and into some of the other videos that I've done. But I've been to Euro Parts and got the universal boots just to nick the clips out of them. Yeah, it went pretty straightforward, to be honest.